did you? 40 minutes is like eternity in.
It might as well be 4 more hours.
In life years, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like dog years.
Y'all sound good on this thing.
I do my
You
best.
sound like you got a radio voice.
I wish I didn't. No, I'm stupid. I don't know why I said that. I'm happy to.
You have a cool voice.
Thank you. So do you.
Well, thank you.
Colt's weird, but that's fine.
Mine's always been weird. I can't help that.
Yeah. Can you
Colt,
change
you kind of do too.
Yeah.
Do what?
Your radio voice.
Oh, I can do the radio voice if I really want to turn it on.
Oh, 99.9.
Like
Welcome to 99.7 WKDR, Raleigh, North Carolina.
I can't even stand your voice. I want
Can't stand your
I want to
face.
hit your voice. Can you change your voice?
I can't. This is all I got. This is what God gave me. I'm sorry.
Traffic
I'm not
was
perfect like you.
Can you sing, Colt?
No.
Not at all.
No.
No.
He sang in Montana.
It was
Did
bad.
I?
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't
Was that
remember.
when we were blackout drunk?
I was not drunk in Montana. You were blackout drunk. Traffic was okay. It was not okay. Traffic was great last week.
Traffic was awesome last
Everybody
week.
was gone.
Was that spring break?
Yeah.
Was that last week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where was you at?
I was here. I went to Kentucky this weekend, but I drove around Nashville. Like one day I left like here at 5 and there was no traffic going home. I was like, it's I Am Legend.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Apocalypse.
Little weird.
It was a little weird, man, but it's fine. Everybody's back now. Everybody can't drive. It's back to Nashville. I feel comfortable. It's like a warm blanket.
Yeah.
The Nashville traffic, that is.
Where y'all, where you grew up, was the traffic bad?
On the
There.
2-lane?
Get up on the mic, Kels.
Oh, I need to be up closer.
You can pull it up to you.
Oh.
You can
Well,
pull the arm out.
I'll be more professional. I'll set up.
Aren't you an artist?
He's trying to be.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know how this thing worked.
It's
He
in
still
the,
got
it's
his
in the
training
process.
wheels
It's in the process, bro.
No, we didn't have traffic back home. The traffic was coal trucks.
Same.
You know, school buses and coal trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. We never really washed our cars because it wasn't worth it.
Did you ever get your windshield cracked by a coal truck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
I remember my dad, he would get so pissed because he worked at a power plant, and so he driving out there, he was always behind them,
Yeah.
and it was like at least once a year thing. He'd get smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, dude. If you haven't lived until you've had a coal truck running you about 65 mile an hour on a 2-lane.
I've never had that experience with the coal trucks. In West Virginia, they have the big gas trucks, and it's 2-lane road about as wide as this table, and those guys are hauling.
Yeah.
And you'll be coming around a blind curve, and they don't care.
Yeah.
They'll run you right off the road, and it's not like in West Virginia, everything's on the side of a hill, and so if you go off the road, you're going down the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of room for error.
No.
No, it's kind of
those
scary.
roads.
No.
Not even like the, what do you call it, like the guardrail thing on the
No,
side?
they don't have those there. They can't afford them.
Guardrails.
Damn.
Yeah. West Virginia it's still wild out there.
Guardrails are for weenies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Slangtown.
Heck yeah. Twang Town, baby.
I'm David Tolliver.
And I'm Colt Mirsky.
Tall Brewski.
And today we have with us Kelsey Hart.
What's
Kelsey Hart.
happening? Happy to be here.
Go Cats.
That's right. They ain't doing too good.
Man, they are frustrating. Mm-hmm. It's just they draw so much ire from my heart this year,
Yeah.
and at times I'm absolutely in love with them.
Yeah.
I've never been more frustrated with a group of kids playing basketball as I have these boys, and I have lived for my whole life being a Kentucky basketball fan, and this is the most frustrating. If they're bad, they're bad. But these kids are really good. Sometimes they just don't. They just don't
They're
want
just
to play.
not playing together well.
It's a lot of effort.
Lack of effort?
Dude. Offensively, can't nobody touch them. Defensively, they can't guard you sometimes.
What are you saying?
I'm saying they can't guard you or me.
Good. I'll play against them.
You're an athlete, Colt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're an
Mathlete.
Mathlete.
I'm not that. Me and math are not friends.
Same.
Have you guys filled out basketball brackets?
I did.
My father-in-law just sent me a thing to fill out, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't watch enough of it like to really know. It's a total guess for me.
Yeah.
I've just tuned in. I've watched Kentucky play until they, till they kind of fell off. And now I'm just not as interested.
Yeah.
It makes me, because I get aggravated, It's just,
I know. It's bad. We're winning this program and all of college basketball. 8 national championships, and now it's come to the point: are we going to lose in the first round?
Yeah.
Who's got the most basketball championships?
UCLA.
Oh,
because John Wooden was a cheater.
That helps. Yeah, cheating always helps.
Yeah.
That'll get you the edge.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Well, man, just been out doing the radio tour stuff.
Have you?
Been playing a few shows.
Yeah.
Writing some songs. Just finished up the record.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Got it wrapped up.
Can't wait to hear my songs on there. It's awesome.
He's just serious.
Good times.
Good tunes. Yeah.
Where are you from in Kentucky?
Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky.
Between Paducah and Bowling Green.
Paducah.
You're Hazard, right?
I'm in between Hazard and Pikeville. Heineman.
I played in a basketball tournament in Pikeville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pike County was.
We got beat very bad.
Yeah.
We don't have much else over there.
Yeah.
We just play basketball and run coal trucks, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
it's about all there is to do.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good four-wheeler riding too, right?
Well,
like in the mountains.
Kentucky tourism has improved a lot of that. There's a bunch of ATV parks. We play a big reclaimed mine back there that there's a bunch of trails off of, and they have horse trails and ATV trails. But yeah, they're trying to build that up for Kentucky tourism.
Do you and Chad still do that that benefit?
No, we did it for 10 years and then just kind of it fell off.
I got invited one time. I think it was 2012.
Yeah, you've been there.
That was fun. We did a trail ride, I guess. Everybody had their whatever kind of ATV, from four-wheelers to the side-by-sides, and that was fun.
Yeah, we ran it for a while. We do a concert, and the next day we do a trail ride.
Where was this at?
In Crockett'sville. It's up near Hazard.
Okay.
Buckhorn Lake area.
I did the. It's been a long time ago, but the fall crawl in Hazard County. That was like
Perry County, Hazard City.
Hazard. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was called the fall crawl, and it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like it was a ton, and we could ride on the roads.
Yeah.
That was cool. We rode our four-wheelers to McDonald's and had breakfast.
Man, it's a great place for it, and
that
that's
is some
something you can
redneck
utilize
stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
That's not redneck. It's normal.
Okay.
And redneck.
Yeah.
Both kinds.
Both kinds.
What was your city?
Where I grew up?
Yeah.
Muhlenberg County.
Take me back.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, comes by it honest.
That's right. When I first got to town, I'd be in writing rooms, and like growing up, in a small town, you always just tell people your county. Mm-hmm. And
is that a Kentucky thing? Because that's
No.
all we did.
yeah, I don't know if it's
No, West Virginia does that. Because my wife's everything's like, this is in this such and such county, or blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
Because
Texas,
here
it
you
wasn't
don't
like
like that. I'm from Nashville. I'm from Franklin or Brentwood or whatever it is.
When I would tell people in my rights, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from Muhlenberg County. I would not think that they don't have a clue, like where Muhlenberg County's at.
They're
I'd just be like,
okay, that's weird.
yeah, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
like between Paducah and Bowling Green, and they're like, I'm from Georgia, but man, I don't have a clue.
They're like, I've heard of Bowling Green. I know it's like close by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just like a small town thing. You get used to, like, just saying your county.
Well, there's so many cities back, like where I'm from.
Yeah.
So many tiny cities. That Heineman and Brinkley and all these places. And Knott County was like.
Did you say Heineman?
Heineman, Hindman.
So, do you know of Sunday Best?
Yeah.
That song Heineman.
Yeah, I know them
Remember?
boys.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I just put that together.
Yeah.
So that's probably
Yeah,
the same area.
Mm-hmm. Exactly the same area.
Cool.
But it's especially when you had county schools. And, you're from Knott County, you're from Perry County.
Dude, Knott County. That feels like a pretty cool school to be from.
KNOTT.
Yeah.
I went to private school back there, so I wouldn't know.
Did you wear a what do you call them? Do you have a
Uniform?
A uniform? A formal uniform?
I had we were the Crusaders.
Oh.
Yeah. Knott County Central Patriots was the big school.
Okay.
But we were the tiny school with 75 kids in the whole high school.
Were you were a ball player too, right?
Yeah, we got our ass beat to death the majority of the time.
Yeah.
We were decent my junior year, and then my senior year,
No.
it was bad.
Bad News Bears.
We were so bad, we played a team in Lexington that had a girl on the team.
They beat you.
No, we beat them to death, but that was yeah. Oh, dude, everybody
no
was
mercies.
everybody was stacking their stats.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it was
That was the only team you guys beat that year?
No, we beat Riverside Christian 3 other times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were basketball, football?
No, we didn't have a football team in our high school. Knott County did, but there was no reason. We would have all died.
Yeah.
Literally.
Didn't have enough kids.
It was
pretty
me.
much.
It was a bunch of probably 20 boys like me and a bunch of Indian kids.
Oh wow.
Well,
Yeah. There was no. The people would send in money to the school so we wouldn't have a football team. They're like, here's money, please don't.
please don't play.
Yeah.
Please don't play.
Yeah. They got a baseball team my senior year. I
Oh
don't know if
wow.
they still
That
do.
didn't even have baseball. Wow.
No, tennis, golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The elite private school
Basket
sports.
weaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were mathletes.
Fencing. Did you have
we were
fencing?
smart. SMRT. So, anyway, did you sing growing up?
I got to tell a quick story on my soccer deal. So I played basketball and soccer, and soccer was, basketball and football was like the big things in our county.
Yeah.
Soccer, they, really didn't care about. Played all through school. Probably, soccer was what I was best at, but it was not taken serious at all.
No.
And I remember my junior year, they hired a new coach, and he didn't have a clue about soccer, but they said, you'll get a teaching position if you take over the soccer team.
Ted Lasso style.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so I remember he was our assistant basketball coach too. Great basketball coach, but no clue about soccer. We get out there the first day, and he gets the upperclassmen over there kind of in a huddle, and he's like, all right, guys, I don't know anything about.
Just came right out with it.
Yeah, he said, I don't know anything about soccer, and I'm going to need y'all to teach me.
Wow.
Wow.
It really is
Yeah.
like Ted Lasso.
No, I swear, dude, it was just like that. So he was a pretty funny dude, man. Ever practice, me and the upperclassmen would be running drills with everybody, and he would be on the other side of the court or field hitting golf balls.
Are you serious? He's like, yeah, I'm not even trying to learn.
That's amazing.
Y'all got this.
He'd be over there hitting golf balls, and he'd come over every once in a while and be like, hey, boys, y'all need anything? Y'all good? And be like, yeah, dude, we're making it.
That's amazing.
And then about halfway through the season, he called a buddy that played college soccer that he was good friends with, and that guy came out and pretty much was our head coach for the rest of the year. And Alex, he would just be just check in on us occasionally.
Yeah.
But it was just like a running joke. Everybody knew it.
Yeah. How
That's
did y'all
amazing.
do?
Yeah. How were we?
Yeah.
Man, we probably won half of our games. We wasn't, we were decent, but definitely not
That's a lot of running.
It's a lot of running.
Gosh, so much running.
And I remember before, that was probably the one shot, because I wasn't going to get it playing basketball, but that would have been my shot at getting a scholarship for college would have been soccer. And at the end of the season or whatever, everybody's turning in their stats, how many goals and how much, to even have a shot, for college. And I go to my coach at the end of the year, and I'm just like, man, so I just need my stats, man, just kind of see what I did. And he's like, dude, we didn't do that.
Nobody's keeping track.
Dude, he's like, man, do you know how many goals you
I could
scored?
probably get close to it.
Yeah, he's like, what'd you score? 3 or 4? Man, sat them up.
Yeah, let's just figure it out. Let's say you get 3 or 4 game times however many games, and we'll just call it that,
dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely no film. No, I might as well have just. Nobody knew that I even played.
Nice.
Maybe you didn't. Maybe he's just lying to us right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it certainly would seem that way.
Yeah.
If you want to dig anything up.
How'd you start playing music?
So I grew up singing in church. That's kind of where it started.
Yeah.
That
Join
was
the club.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was that your?
Oh, yeah.
Start? Yeah.
Away in a Manger.
Oh yeah.
Christmas program.
Yeah. Well, so I grew up singing in church, and then early on, children's choir, that kind of thing. I was in, I think, the 3rd grade, and my music teacher, he kind of picked me out of the choir, and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "I want you to do a solo."
Yeah.
He said, I think you're a good singer," and he called, I think he called my mom and just said, "Hey, do you know your kid, could sing pretty good, and like, we're gonna have him do a solo in the choir, or and whatever that thing was we were doing, Christmas play." And so it was Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire.
Yeah.
was my song. For whatever reason, like he, as a kid, I'm sure it was in one ear out the other. He told me 3rd grade, I go home and play, forget about it. He doesn't like follow up with my parents to tell them like, "Hey, your son probably needs to be practicing this song because he's going to sing it."
Yeah.
Christmas play rolls around,
I know where this is going.
buddy. It was my turn. They called me out there, and I literally go, "Chestnuts roasting on an open fire."
Crickets,
dude. Got the whole auditorium out there. All of my classmates behind me on the high risers. I'm out front just holding the mic.
Yeah.
The people in the handbells are down front doing the handbells to it.
Yeah.
I remember my buddies that were in the handbells, they were going, "Jack Frost, slipping at your nose, tiny tot." Like they're trying to like mouth the words to me. It ain't working.
Yeah.
And I sat there for however long that song is. It seemed like it was 27 minutes. And I just sat there holding that mic, looking at the crowd.
Yeah.
And there was literally like people in the crowd going, "Oh," like you could tell
little Kelsey forgot his words.
They felt so bad for me.
Look at it.
And from that point on, from 5th grade until I probably didn't sing in front of people again until I was out of high school.
Just shell shocked from it.
I just remember
Like,
just being
this
like,
is not for me.
oh, I was so just like humiliated that I was just like, I'm never doing that to myself again.
So mom and dad were never like, "Hey Kelsey, do you know your song? You ready to go tonight?"
Well, yeah, it was a long time before I bounced back from that. But looking back on it, I'm like, I was just a little kid. Like, I'm like, you thought maybe the teacher would have like said something to because I was just like, whatever. Like,
Yeah, sounds good to me anyway.
Communication, bro.
Yeah. So it's just like, I didn't practice a song one time.
Yeah.
And that blew up.
But you had the first line.
I had the first
Slayed
line.
the first line.
I should have just kept singing that over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have been better than just the first line.
Or just drop the mic and just been like, "That's all you get."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelsey out.
The rest will cost you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest will cost.
Yeah. Don't pay admission for this.
That's amazing.
So, did you write songs when you were younger? Were they bad?
I didn't write a song until probably 2012.
Really?
Or so. Yeah, I'd never even tried to write a song. And we'd started a band in my hometown out in my parents' garage, and
What were you guys called again?
Boys Abroad.
Boys Abroad.
Yeah, Broad Street was the street.
So I thought it was Boys Abroad. Sounds like a weird porno.
Yeah.
What?
Huh? Go ahead.
Yeah, it was well,
Tell the
anyway.
truth, bro.
Anyway.
Anywho, so we're playing out in the garage. We practiced for like a week, and we had our first like full band show like downtown.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever heard us, and they give us this gig like downtown or whatever. And
Well, you did so good in the Christmas program.
Yeah, really rolling the dice here.
luckily, enough years had passed. I think people have forgotten about it. I hope, but we play that, and we win some recording time. Like in Clarksville, there was this studio, and but we didn't have any songs to record. It was just like, you won this recording time. I'm like, well, what are we going to record? Me or none of the guys had ever wrote a song before, and we just show up in the garage one day for practice, and I remember we all had just like pen and paper because this was a write. This was like the first write.
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue even like where to start.
Yeah.
If they rhymed, it was all right. Yeah.
And so we wrote 4 songs in one day.
Oh, wow.
And we recorded 4 songs in one.
Were they good?
What's the name of that one song your brother played me? One He's real proud. Come on. Just let it out.
It's called Whiskey Wink.
Whiskey Wink. That's right.
Yeah.
Whiskey Wink.
Yeah. Hey, and let me tell you though.
Is that still on YouTube?
No.
Can I? I'm going to tell your brother to put it on YouTube.
Can we get copies?
Well,
of this?
let me tell you though.
Whiskey
Wink.
I gotta hear it.
Hey, I will say, our hometown and like even and us at the time, like, I mean, to us it like we'd done it.
Yeah.
Like
You're
we had,
professionals now.
yeah, and so we shot a music video for the song.
Oh my gosh.
And I will say, for our
And how old were you when this was going down?
probably like 19.
Okay.
And so, we wrote the song. We did a video for it, and they premiered it at our in our theater, like downtown at our
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it like sold out.
Big time.
Yeah. So we pretty much
There's just not much going on in Muhlenberg County.
yeah. Well,
I cannot wait to see this video.
well, I will say this: the guy that shot the video, we went to high school with, and he definitely done his job.
Yeah.
Because this was a 17-year-old kid that was shooting this video at the time, and even looking back on it now, like he done a great job for the video.
Yeah.
It looked cool and everything, but that's pretty much that's kind of where it started, and then we done our thing for probably 2 years, and I felt like kind of the longer it went on, like everybody was not getting married at the time, but getting girlfriends, wanting to between the practices were getting further and further, fewer between, and
Life running there a little bit.
yeah. And so we just, that kind of fizzled out after like a year or two. But we had fun, and it was, kind of got me in front of people playing for that, that year and a half or 2 years or whatever. And so when that kind of come to a close, it wasn't until after that, even during the band, like I'd never picked up a guitar at all. Like the other guys
So you weren't
played.
even playing in the band? Like
No,
an instrument?
I was just singing.
Wow.
I'd never picked up a guitar. And so when that come to a close, it was like, that was around the time I was barbering, it started barbering too.
Yeah. Well, did you go to school for that?
Yeah. Went to Bowling Green.
Is that where you went to? You went to college in Bowling Green?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So there I go. Bowling Green's a little bigger.
Bowling, it's metropolitan area.
Yeah.
They have Freddy's Burgers.
Yeah.
It's quite delightful if you haven't been there.
Oh, yeah.
Shoestring
Never
fries.
been. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
heavens.
So we.
I didn't know you went. That's cool.
I don't think I knew that either, actually.
Yeah. Went
How
to
long
barber
did you cut
school.
hair?
I graduated in 2010 and cut hair until 2019.
Now, did you do that in Bowling Green or in Muhlenberg
No,
County?
I just did school in Bowling Green and then went to Hopkinsville, Kentucky and cut hair there for about 3 years. And that was like an hour from my house. So it was like when I got the opportunity to get closer to home, like in a good, another good barbershop.
Yeah.
I took that and I was like, I want to be, closer to home. And just being a barber like in your hometown community, I always thought would be cool.
Yeah, dude.
So what inspired you? Like, I want to be a barber.
So one of my best friends growing up, his dad was a barber and our neighbor too. So he always cut my hair, and I always, seen that, they always had nice stuff, and he seemed like he just loved his job.
Yeah.
You're in there getting a haircut. It don't seem like he's even, working. It's like he's just hanging out, having a good time. And, we enjoyed just being at the barbershop. So that was, to me, I remember getting towards the end of high school, I knew I didn't want to go to college, and my, my soccer career, my stats,
Stats.
The non-existent
they
stats.
didn't exist.
Thanks,
so
Coach.
it's like, what am I going to do? So went to, where was I going with that?
Your inspiration behind wanting to be a
Oh
barber.
yeah, inspiration. So it was him, and then got to my senior year and knew I wasn't going to college and wanted to make some money right out of high school. And so it was my neighbor and then my girlfriend's dad at the time. He was a barber too, and he's who I ended up working with in Hopkinsville for the first few years. But I always kind of thought the same thing about him too. You know, just a cool guy and seemed like he made a pretty good living and enjoyed what he done. And so that was kind of what started the barber stuff.
Do you cut everybody's hair in the band? Do you still do it at all?
Yeah, I cut all the band guys' hair. Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't have to cut my hair because I don't really have that much anymore. Can you give me some hair?
We charge a finder's fee.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I'll take it.
That's what the old guy would always tell us at the barbershop. Everybody, come in, didn't have no hair.
Yeah.
And just, they'd be like, I get a discount? And he'd say, no, we got to charge a finder's fee.
Yeah.
And then he'd always say, too, he'd be like, he'd say, well, that was his joke. He'd be like, I don't care if it turns gray as long as it don't turn loose. And he'd go, and he'd like look in the mirror and he'd go, well, hell, it's done both.
Those old men, they got all them old quips, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you're cutting, you're barbering. Is barbering? I guess that's the word, right?
Barbering. Yeah, barbering.
When did you get to Nashville the first time?
When did I get to Nashville?
Yeah, when did you come here? Like you're like, I think I can do this. When would it flip and you're like, hey, you know what? I think I want to try music again.
Yeah, so working in the barbershop wasn't busy early on, obviously, especially coming. Yeah, I'd kind of built up a business in Hopkinsville, but then coming back to my hometown. I mean, I had friends and people that would come in, but I definitely wasn't like super busy early on. And that was around the time that I picked up the guitar. And this was probably like 2014, maybe. And just started like playing and kind of learning in the barbershop and started posting like just little clips on Instagram. I think when Instagram first started, you could do like, I don't know, like 15-second clips or 20-second clips. And I remember I'd posted just a clip on Instagram, and Laurel Kittleson, that she was at Big Machine at the time, and she messaged me on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. And
it's so amazing that she even found you, because I don't even feel like it was that easy to find people on Instagram then, because like they throw everything at you now, between reels and just your feed and stuff like that. But
yeah, and just it's so crazy how it all happened, because I look back on that. I was happy cutting hair in my hometown, and didn't really. I enjoyed playing and singing, but it wasn't something that was like that was in my mind. Like, I'm gonna go be a country singer.
Yeah,
like it really wasn't that for me yet, and didn't even really know like it was an option.
Yeah,
like I was so far away from what I was thinking that I could actually do. And so she had me. She's like, hey, I think, and this is 2016, so a couple years had passed since the band stuff come to a close, and she's like, if you come down. And, I came down and met her, and we hit it off good. And she said, I think, obviously you don't have the songs. She said, I was super green. I hadn't even been singing a ton. And she's like, but I think there's something there. If you start coming down here, I can get you at least going like in the right direction. And so those first several years, I mean, every week she plugged my rights for me. I would go back. I'd be in Nashville writing and recording Monday through Wednesday, and then go home and cut hair during the busy days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and it would give me just, kind of enough money to, get through the next week.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Wasn't your first write with Matt and Tommy? Was that right?
I don't know. I don't think it was my first write, but it was, it had to have been...
One of the first few?
It was one of the first.
Cecil and Alderman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember Laurel reached out to me and said, hey, I'm working with this guy, and I think Matt and Tommy would be a really good fit.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But
yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Was you there that early on? You was talking to her about it? Oh, wow.
Matt probably doesn't want me to tell the story, but I'm going to. So it was the day Matt was supposed to write with Kelsey. And so since Laurel had reached out to me and asked to do this, I was like, this is going to happen because, if Matt doesn't show up, it looks bad on me and blah, 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 blah. And plus, I don't even know who Kelsey was at the time. And, you just never know who the next big thing is going to be. So I was like, this is going to make this happen.
Yeah.
Matt.
God.
I don't remember how I figured it out, but like he was not showing up to the right or something. Like he was late, or maybe I called him that morning to be like, hey, make sure you're going to be at this right, And dude, he had a night the night before.
He had the bar flu.
Bad.
Yeah.
And so I think I finally got him to answer his phone, and he's like, yeah, man, I can't write today. And I was like, no way. I was like, you're not doing this to me.
Oh yeah.
I go his house. He was living close to the road at the time. I go and drive to his house. I've never been in.
What?
Roommates I've never met before answer the door, and I go in there and knock on his door and make him get up. And I was like, dude, you are making this right. You are coming in and you are going.
I've never heard this
do
story.
This.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first and only time I've ever had to go to someone's house and drag them out of their bed. And so I wait around till Matt gets his shit together, and then he goes off. I don't know where y'all were writing. Maybe Tommy's or where Tommy was writing.
We were at Sony.
Yeah, so made sure he gets to Sony, and then I think y'all actually got a pretty decent song that day, if I'm not mistaken, or at least y'all kind of kindled that initial relationship.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, Matt, but it's a great story.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't end there.
Let's go.
Yeah. So
This is great.
Yeah. So I get there, and being the brand new guy walking into Sony, just big, big building. I think Bill Anderson opened the door for me.
Did he really?
When I got there?
Did he whisper?
And he was just like, "Come on in, buddy." And I'm just like, it's fresh to town. I wasn't even living here. I just drove up here for this, know. And I'm like, oh man, this is wow. I'm here, trying to just present myself as well as I can. Mm-hmm. I'm like, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Didn't have a clue what I'm doing, I walk in the right, and Matt is in the windowsill at Sony, laid out on his back, looking out the window, asleep. Tommy is behind the computer, and of course, his energy is just unmatched. And I walk in the room, and he's like, "Oh, bro, the new guy, man, come on in, bro." He's like, "Dude, have you ever even wrote before?" And I'm just like,
yeah, he was definitely sizing you up.
Oh yeah, and I'm just clueless and just probably scared to death. And I'm just like, oh man, don't mess this up. And Jared Mullins.
Oh God,
he's in there too.
I'm
Jared.
sorry, dude. You had a
you
weird
talk about
initiation.
an initiation. Buddy.
Holy shit!
So Jared, we're in there for 5 minutes, and Jared's he pulls out a sleeve of fireball shots
Wow.
out of his backpack.
A whole sleeve.
Yeah, and he's just he threw one to Matt and Tommy, threw one to me, and I'm just like, oh man, is this how this writing stuff? Dang.
Did Matt take one?
He probably would have thrown up. he was in pretty bad shape. I don't know if he took one, but we got the right started, and they were buddies, with Jake Owen.
Yeah.
And had started a song with Jake. Mm-hmm. And so this was that song.
Yeah.
And it was going to go on his last project when he was at Sony. And so I don't say it's my first because I don't remember if it was my first, but definitely the first few. Jake ended up cutting that song.
Really?
Yeah, he cut it, and I remember Laurel calling me, and she's just like, "Oh my gosh, congratulations, Kelsey. This don't really happen like this." She's like, and I remember just thinking oh man,
It was God saying, "All right, you're gonna have to write with these fools, but I'm gonna give you a little something on the back
yeah,
end."
I'll give you a little something.
But didn't you guys go pretty wild after that, right?
Yeah, so
this is Kelsey. One of Kelsey's first official Nashville car rides, and he's just really thrown into the fire.
Yeah. So we have that right, and I think halfway through it, Tommy or Matt or one of them was just like, "Man, let's just." We'd been there for a few hours. They're like, "Man, let's get out of here. Let's just go get a drink." Of course, we'd already had a drink.
Great idea. Mm-hmm.
We'd already got started. Well, we go down to what was the bar in Midtown they tore down? We used to play darts.
Oh, Rebar.
Rebar.
Yeah. We go down to Rebar, and it ain't just for a drink.
No.
We get started, and it goes on. We didn't finish up that night. We shut the bars down, then went to another party, and I just remember waking up that next day, and I called my brother.
Where did you stay?
I don't even know. We ended up somewhere. I didn't even know the guy's house. Or I didn't know who he was. But I remember calling my brother like that next morning, and I'm just like, "You're not gonna believe like what this writing scene's like." I'm like,
It's amazing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
these guys. I'm like, we wrote for like 2 hours, then we just went and partied. I'm like,
Partied so hard.
yeah, and like, so that was like one of my first initial things that I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, and of course, I had, obviously it's never really like that.
No.
But that was like my first experience, and I was just thinking, like, man, these guys
are wild.
they are getting down.
They're doing it right. When
Yeah.
was your first publishing deal at Curb?
Yes. Was it 2020, Colt?
Yep.
Yeah. So that was pretty much when I made the transition, like, out of barbering. Mm-hmm. Because I was still, up to that point, I was still doing like the 3 days a week or whatever.
Yeah.
But then that was like right around, that was when COVID hit too.
Yep.
So the barbershop had already, we had like kind of
yeah.
shut down. Mm-hmm. And I guess Curb was kind of shut down.
Yeah. So like in 2018, Laurel came to work for Curb, and then she obviously had the relationship with you, and then I had known you at that point, and then so I think it was 2019. We're like, hey man, let's make this official, and so it was just a perfect fit, because Laurel loved you on the A&R side, and I loved you on the publishing side, but then like March 2020 rolls around, and everything just kind of. I don't even think we got your deal done until late summer.
Yeah. No, I remember calling you, a few months into it, and I'm just like, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna even live. Like I wasn't barbering, and like my publishing deal hadn't started yet.
You don't realize how long it takes.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Then COVID's got everything going.
Oh,
Super
God.
slow.
yeah,
It's
so
brutal.
here I am, like, luckily my, if I did need a place to go, like I'd, just go back home for a few days and like regroup. But it was like, that was kind of that period to where, I was so thankful that I was getting the deal, but still didn't have no money.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
just
promise it's coming.
like, I'm just like, oh. And then I called Colt, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna get that going for you.
Yeah.
And we got you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Crazy times.
You don't realize how long the wheels move really slow when you want them to move fast.
Yeah.
Now you're signed as an artist in Curb,
Yeah.
and a writer at Curb as well. When did you sign the publishing deal first?
Yeah, the publishing deal was end of 2019, maybe even 2020, before it was done. Mm-hmm. And then the record deal was like July of 21. So about a little over a year,
Nice.
year and a half later, or
Yep.
something.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
How you liking it so far?
Man, I love it. Everybody here, it's been, especially obviously on the publishing side, like, Colt and I have been great buddies for a long time, since even before that. But just getting to, I knew everybody on the publishing side because of that, but now on the label side, it's like there's so many moving parts and people that are, a part of what I'm doing, that I'm still meeting people, and they're, coming up to me that work here that I haven't met yet.
Yeah.
And, like that's just happening almost daily, and it's cool, like, just to kind of feel it really does feel like a close-knit group here.
It is. It's
And I don't know, obviously this is the only place I've been, but like I think just hearing from buddies that are at bigger labels and stuff, like I don't know if everybody feels that. Like,
they don't
like we do here,
they don't.
Yeah.
I've been a lot of places, and
Yeah.
this feels more like a family than any place that I've been.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you just got your record done today. Is that what I
So
heard?
what was it, 3 days ago, we got all the masters back. So the tweaks are done.
Yeah.
We've it's almost, it feels kind of like, I mean, obviously I've been releasing singles for a while, but to actually say, like, I've got my first record done at the label,
Dude, that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
really cool.
So it's all happened so fast. We were actually talking about this yesterday, because you have a new song out at radio called "Life with You," and when did you first release that on socials?
So the song came out in November. Let's see, April, probably September.
Yeah,
It was a couple months before the song came out, and that was just kind of where it was my my wife and I's first dance song, and we had just posted, a video of us dancing to the song, not trying to push the song because it honestly, to me, I always loved the song, but it wasn't like on the forefront, like as a song I was going to put out.
Yeah.
But like as soon as we shared that video, people were just saying like, hey, like what is that song? Like, we already had Flannel, a song that was going to come out before that, kind of set up to come out, and all this stuff started happening on socials, and it just turned into this thing where, I met with the label and people were asking for it for their first dance, but we didn't even have like the final version done. Like it was just the demo. So Colt set up a demo session. We went in and cut the song, got the vocals done at my producer's house, and we got it all done within like a week or two.
Wow.
And so many people were asking for it for their first dance. I think, I hate to say a number for sure, but I think it was between like 400 and 500 people in October that we sent a link to them to play it for their first dance.
Before the song even came out, right?
Yeah, before the song even came out.
Which was a really cool move on your part, and especially on behalf of the label, because that's really, labels are so careful to release anything. But to send that to like hundreds of people for their weddings, I mean, that was really cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
And those people are going to love that, and they're going to love you forever. They're going
Fans
to
for
be
life
instant,
right there.
instant fans.
For sure.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool thing to do. That it almost like, and it had like the song had a life like on TikTok and socials before it even came out, which was really cool. I know it can be frustrating, as a artist these days, like for labels to be like, oh, wait for it to hit on TikTok, wait for this, wait for that. And I know that's like can be really frustrating when you're excited about your music, you believe in it. It's like, man, why do I got to wait on an algorithm? Like let's just put this song out, and like,
because you'd put out like 4 or 5 really great songs, in our opinion, but again,
something that builds organically like that, though.
And it's not like because sometimes a song will have a moment and then just goes away. But like Life with You, man, it was doing this on TikTok and it was doing this on Instagram, and then it would do this on this platform and that platform, and you were having all these amazing stats, and the label's like, oh, hey, I think we really have something here. We need to move forward with this ASAP.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, I had a few videos that would do really well, and then you may go, another month or two before you even have a video that even remotely does okay.
Yeah.
But Life with You, it was just really consistent for months before the song came out. It just hitting almost every time. So that we knew it was translating, and the pre-saves were like, I'd never seen, had numbers like that coming in, where people were pre-saving the song. And I think it really, that was when, as frustrating as TikTok and those things can be, that was an instance to where it's like, you see it translating.
Yeah.
Because it's like that platform did create like a huge wave for the song.
Yeah, big demand for it, and people kept going back to it. They're not like, oh yeah, we checked it out, cool. They're going back to it, and they're telling people about it, and so that's what you want.
You got a release date for this thing yet?
For the record? Yeah, so I don't know if I'm supposed to say it. Yeah.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Let's just say this summer.
Yeah, it's definitely coming out this year.
This year.
Already said summer, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's Colt's fault now. Yeah. So be looking for it for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, legal, but
You've been out radio touring and playing. I see you playing a lot.
Yeah, man. We're, I think radio tour has changed a lot from what it used to be, from what I hear.
Especially since COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing. I'm rarely gone for more than like 2 or 3 days, and then come home.
Really?
So we'll
definitely change.
Yeah. So and that's what I've heard, and I've really I've heard all these brutal stories about radio tour and stuff, and I'm sure, like when it was that way, that was kind of brutal.
Yeah. How was it, David?
Yeah, David.
It sucked.
Yeah.
I was on 200 airplanes one year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got double status on Southwest. Like, it was like, okay, we're just going to give you everything.
Yeah. Give him all this.
It was. I was home like I don't know, 90 days 1 year. Like 3 months out of the 12.
Free peanuts for life.
Yeah.
See, so it's not like, I mean, it's 2 or 3 days. We'll land, get a rental car, hit a couple stations the first day, a couple stations the next day, maybe have a dinner on that last night, and then come home.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been good, and you know, I'm doing a lot of the radio shows now, and I'm just now like getting to experience. We've seen all this stuff happen on socials with the song, but like in the last 3 or 4 weeks, like I've got to play in front of these radio crowds that, you know, like a couple weeks ago we were in North Carolina and they'd been spinning the song, and we played a guitar pool, and there was probably 500 or 600 people there, and you know, it was the first time that I got to experience people singing my song back.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that's amazing feeling
And
right there.
It was just like, you know, you see it on the socials, but it don't hit like it does. Like when you're playing it in person and people that far from home are singing it back. Like that was like the moment I won't forget.
Yeah, dude.
It's a special time for any artist. I don't care who you are. Garth Brooks, Kenny Chesney, Tim McGraw, Kelsey Hart. When you hear somebody singing back something you wrote, it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand this.
Especially on a song that hasn't even charted yet.
Right?
Yeah, that's what the PD there was saying. He pulled me to the side afterwards, and he's like, man, he said, we really don't see this out of a song that like hadn't charted yet. He's like, you know, yeah, we've been playing the song, you know, but it's not in like a heavy rotation or, you know, anything like that. So he was just like the third chorus, I just kind of stopped and was letting the crowd just to see that could have been a bad movie. But I stopped, and they you know, they picked up and was singing it, and I remember just like getting kind of like choked up. Like I looked back at my guitar player like, oh man, that's wild.
Special moment for sure.
Yeah,
it's awesome, dude.
Yeah, so, you know, since you released that song, it's really fast-tracked everything to where, you know, you've just wrapped your album 3 days ago, and it'll be coming out this summer. And and now you're doing the radio thing, and hopefully, you know, this thing will be charting soon, and we'll see what it does from there.
Dude, we're proud of you.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you, boys.
It's awesome. Where can people find you by chance?
Oh, I got a funny story about that. I don't know if I can say this on here, but
You can say whatever you want to on here.
It's America. Say whatever you want.
Well, so being like new to this whole deal, like I'm so I'm at a radio interview, and they asked me that question, and they're like, "Where can people find you?" And I just,
you're like,
you
well,
know, in my mind, I'm just like trying to think of like all the things, like where can people find me, and I was just like, oh, you know, like TikTok, Instagram. I was like, and that was like what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Like, but I kept going.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I was like TikTok, Instagram, all that, you know, YouTube, and then like I just keep going. I'm like, you know, Apple Music, Spotify. I was like,
I'm everywhere.
I was like all these things, and my radio rep's sitting over here, and she's going, no. She's like, you talk about the station. You talk about the station, and I'm, you know, I'm giving like all these other like shout outs to it. And you know, it's just like I'm just trying to think of where all they can find me.
It's all it's innocent.
Like, I'm new to this, people.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, dang it. I was like, you're right. And I look on the wall for the name of the station, and I'm like, also, you know,
saved.
Yeah.
Find me here.
But yeah.
Is it Kelsey Hart Music, or is it Kelsey Hart?
Kelsey Hart Music.
Yeah. Hart.
Hart.
Yeah, don't put an E in there. No. Don't put no E on Kelsey.
Don't put no E on that heart.
Yeah. Dude, we're excited to see what's going on in the future. Excited to see. We feel like you're a brother.
And you've got some shows coming up too.
Yeah,
you want to plug any of those?
Yeah, so I am going to be playing CMA Fest this year. We've got like 4 shows.
What stage?
One of them is the Reverb stage. I do know that. We're playing Ascend one night.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're actually, I don't think we've released details on it yet, but we're going to do a fan club party I don't even have a fan club yet,
Dang.
so I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work.
The song keeps hitting you.
But-
You will.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a fan club.
Yeah,
It doesn't
dude.
have a name yet.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do like, I guess it's more of like a meet and greet
Yeah.
is what I
Yeah.
meant to say, but like a meet and greet thing to where we're just gonna do like some acoustic songs for people that want to come in and check us out.
Nice.
So that'll be during CMA Fest, and then we've got a lot of festival. I just signed with CAA, and they have been really throwing us some good festival dates and stuff. So we'll get those announced as soon as possible. And also found out just a couple days ago that I'm making my opera debut.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
What? Can you
Yeah.
say when? Do you know when?
June 28th, I do believe.
June 28th.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
and I can say that because it's on their website.
It's official.
It's on their website. I actually haven't even posted about it yet.
So
but,
you heard it here first.
That's right.
Unless you look at
Yeah.
Opry's website,
That's
Yeah.
right.
which I don't know anybody besides Kelsey that does.
Well, I actually I couldn't even find it. I looked, but my family. What's kind of a funny thing too. So my family they were saying like, let's keep it on the low. Kelsey's going to post it and all this stuff. Well, I'm excited.
Mom and Daddy
So,
can't wait that long.
That never
I'm-
happens.
I'm telling, I told my brother, my mom, and everything. Well,
Kobe definitely can't wait that long.
oh yeah. Well, actually, it's funny. He was the one that was just like, "You're posting this like nobody else is posting." Like, he's so excited for me and stuff. And I get on Facebook, and my uncle had posted. He posted like a whole thing about the Opry and stuff, and he's just excited and happy for
Oh,
me and
yeah.
stuff. And I remember, my brother called, and he's like, "Man, like, I thought this was a secret." He's like, "What's going on?" And I'm just like, "It's okay." I was like, "Don't worry about it." And but now, like that, the Opry's posted. My brother's been calling me again, and he's just like, "Man," he's like, "The Opry's posted it," and he's like, I need him to be like my social media guy because he's
Yeah.
like, "Dude, you're getting behind, bro." He's like, this news is leaking, and he's like, "It's gonna be old news by the time you tell people."
Kobe.
yeah.
He's a nut.
Yeah, he
God
says it's gonna
bless
be
family.
old news.
And can you say some of the people you're going to be opening up for soon? Is that something you can say yet, or is it still TBD?
Well, the ones I can say, we're opening for Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Legend.
There's a couple dates that we're opening for him, and the other ones are like 99%. But
Okay.
I probably can't say until they're like
Okay.
locked in. But
Well,
there's some that
they're
I'm
exciting ones.
There's some
I know
that
that.
I'm. You've heard, I think.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, there's some that I'm real excited about that I hope ends up working out.
You just
Hell
have to
yeah,
come
man.
back on and tell us when you can tell
Oh, yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
you could
hopefully
post it
y'all
on your
come.
socials so Kobe doesn't freak out.
Yeah, if I don't get it out,
Let
he'll.
Kobe know first.
Well, my uncle will get it.
Yeah.
Got it.
What's your uncle's name?
Daryl.
Uncle Daryl's gonna,
Of
shout it
course
out
his name
from the mountaintops.
Is
Oh, yeah.
Daryl.
He'll.
I could have guessed his name was Daryl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we all have an Uncle Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I swear to God, everybody in Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
It might be the same uncle.
It
I don't know.
Could be, man.
A lot of relations going on
Yeah.
up there.
Hey,
Upper.
have you ever spun a wheel of shame?
Shame.
I have not spun a wheel.
You're about to.
You're about to.
Oh man. Oh shoot.
Yeah, look at it.
Just hiding right there in plain
Don't
sight.
look
Yeah.
directly at it.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Don't
and
read it because it's all in code. Just
Go ahead and put your finger on it.
spin it,
You want me
baby.
to give it a spin?
Give it. Get up there and finger it a little bit.
Whoa, hey,
I didn't mean to say that way.
man.
I've dated that out.
What'd you get on? What do you land on? What is it?
America.
America?
America.
Yeah, here to say it one day, yeah. Freedom isn't free, it's a hefty fucking fee. If you won't pay your buckle $5, who will? Yeah, we just need to do that. We haven't used your sound effects at all today.
Well, Kelsey, here's how we feel about you making your Opry debut.
He found the buttons last
Well, there weren't any.
podcast.
We didn't really have any rim shot worthy moments. You
No.
know?
No.
So America is American trivia. How is your American trivia?
Oh gosh,
Oh,
probably
say, can
pitiful.
you
Oh
see?
man, are you going to disappoint all
Probably
of
will.
America?
Lee Greenwood is pissed off right now.
Oh, he will.
All right, so just pick a card, don't look at it, and just hand it to me, okay?
Don't even touch it.
And you know, we forgot to touch on a really fun story.
Yeah.
We'll circle back.
Yeah,
Touch
we're gonna
on
circle
it.
back. For some reason, it just popped in my head. Anyway, here we go. There's no horsing around when it comes to Maryland's official state sport. What is it? This I don't know how anybody would know this unless you're from Maryland.
I have no idea.
Horse tipping.
Get up on the mic. Quit slacking.
Say it one more time. Give me one more.
There's no horsing around when it comes to Maryland's official state sport. What is it? There's a little hint in that question.
Yeah.
Can I phone a friend?
No. We're not that fancy here.
I don't know it either. But I would think it's
I would think it would be like
something to
crab
do
fighting,
with,
you know, because they love their crabs up there.
or cakes, like throwing cakes at
Crab
crabs.
cakes, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no horsing around when it comes to Maryland's.
Official state sport. I didn't know states had official sports.
Yeah.
I guess they do in Maryland.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're known for crab cakes and football, according to Wedding Crashers, but football is not the answer. Ready?
Yeah.
Jousting.
Joust. Oh, okay.
Jousting is a fight on horseback between two riders with lances or long-pointed weapons. Jousting was a popular competition among knights during the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
So I never would have guessed that.
Wow. No, I was
Yeah.
thinking like polo or something. You
Yeah.
know, or horse racing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jousting.
Well,
So Kelsey had a really fun experience. When was that? September of last year? Do you know what I'm referencing?
September of last year. Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that story. This is fun.
So
I'm
that was
intrigued.
technically 22, right?
Oh, was it 2 years
Yeah.
ago?
Well, it
Jeez.
wasn't 2 years.
2 calendar years.
Yeah, it was because it was
September
right.
22.
Yeah, it was right after the wedding. Got married in August.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, surely
Yeah.
you've heard this story, David.
He knows.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Oh,
but
you do. You do.
Once you tell him, he'll remember. It was talk of the town for a while.
Man. So, September of 22, I'd been married a month, or not even a month. I'd been married like 2.5 weeks, maybe
starting off great.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And Matt was celebrating a number one.
Matt
with,
Alderman.
Boy.
yeah, with Mitchell Tenpenny for
boy.
Truth About You. And it was one of those days we started in Midtown at Tin Roof, and we was getting after it pretty good. And their party for the song wasn't until like that night, but we were at Tin Roof at like 2.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Adequate time.
and y'all know it's like a time warp. Like when you're out.
Oh, this
and-
was for, wasn't it for nobody?
No, this is Truth About You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, you know, this time warp thing happens when you're out drinking like that, to where it's
Yeah.
like it was 2 and then it was 8.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Like that.
like that.
Yep.
And we end up down at Losers. We walk from Tin Roof to Losers, and
Sorry.
we're yeah,
Brought back some
exactly.
old memories.
Yeah. But we get down there, and for whatever reason, this Colt was at my bachelor party, so he'll remember. I don't know what started the arm wrestling thing.
Oh God.
It was just a
But-
phase you're in.
Yep.
You wanted to arm wrestle everybody.
Yeah, like I don't know
Yeah.
really what got that started, but even
Now
at my
you remember.
bachelor party,
Yeah.
remember how bruised we were from that one night?
Yeah, so Kelsey had been dying to arm wrestle me, and so I finally did it. And so we're at your buddy's house, Rob, and he has this bar set up in his garage. It's not just a bar; it's like a bar. Like he could probably open a business there. And so we have our arms upon the
Shout out
counter.
Rob Stover.
Yeah, shout out Robbie Rob. And so we go, and Kelsey's, you know, he's really strong, and he gets me. And I was like, okay, let me try again. I got it this time. So we do it like 3 or 4 times. And then I know you did a couple other people, but I know
Yeah.
like like a day or two after, or at least when we got back to town,
sending pictures.
dude, I had the biggest bruise right here from just the pressure of.
We were on
just,
a wooden
hard,
table.
flat surface, you know.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
We both were like black and blue. Like
Yeah.
my arm was like that too. But
Yeah.
So that started the whole ordeal. I don't know what got us. Why we thought we were going to be arm wrestlers.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
But we. So that started. You know, we do the hang that day at Tin Roof. We walk down to Losers, and who was in there? So it was Matt and Patrick Murphy, Matt Alderman and Patrick Murphy.
Patrick Murphy.
And Matt had kind of been in this, you know, month or two phase where he was like working out and like stuff too. And he's just like
healthy Matt.
Yeah, healthy Matt, you know, and he's just like, man, he said, I think, he's like, I'm going to arm wrestle Patrick. You know, Patrick's a big guy, you know, and they're in the back of Tin Roof, and them two arm wrestle, whatever, they finish up.
Was the Losers, right?
Back of Losers, yeah.
Back of Losers,
room.
yeah.
So there's a guy that's playing out front on the patio area, just playing acoustically that night, and he had came back just to use the bathroom in that back room there, and he's walking out, and he's just like this mountain of a dude.
Yeah, my arm's already hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a freaking huge dude. He goes to use the bathroom. He's walking out, and Matt goes, hey, and he's pointing at him. He goes, dude, arm wrestle Kelsey.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
And, you know, I was already had a few, and I'm like, the first time I was just like, no, man. Like, I'm like, I'm good. And
he's like, no, brother, I got you.
no, he was just like, I got a few minutes left, man. Let's just do it for fun. Let's just do it for fun.
Oh, just for fun.
And I'm like, you know,
So the story goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, sure, man. So there's a big crowd around us, and we lock up on that back table, and like it was one of those things, like, you know, I had arm wrestled a bunch of people, and you know, I'm pretty confident. I felt like I'm, you know, pretty good at it, whatever. Well, I start to go, and like it's like I was like pushing a wall. Like it's like I literally like went up to a brick wall and tried to like push it in, and I'm like, oh man,
Hey.
like this is a different kind of deal.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like sober me would have probably been like took the L, just like walked away.
Shut her down.
Yeah.
Well,
your drunken pride said, I got this.
Yeah, it said grab another gear. Yeah. So I, you know, instead of like
Bear down
staying
on
like
it.
straight up with the guy, like just trying to arm wrestle him like a normal human being, I like laid over, like, you know, to the left real hard, and I just give it one more, just, you know, one more go.
Yeah.
And the way I explain it, and I think Matt and Patrick would say the same, it was like you took a rubber mallet and just hit a wooden table real hard. Like when that, yeah.
God, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking up, and I mean, I knew it was terrible, you know, and I looked up, and like everybody's face that was the scariest part. It's just like seeing everybody's face in the room. I was like, it's bad.
Like everybody just saw someone get shot.
It's like one of them comedy movies where one person starts throwing up and everybody else starts too.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened. And I remember just like I looked at Matt, and he just couldn't even talk. And he's just like, "Oh my god, dude!"
Yeah, he's
oh
like, "This
God.
was my idea." Kelsey's arm just got shattered.
Well, and I just hear like multiple people saying, "Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance!"
Oh my god!
And I'm just like, "Oh god!" And I remember like leaning up, and I just started walking, like towards the front door.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. Like I'm just like, I've got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And it was like that, like fight or flight. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, I start walking to the front door, and it was like every step I took, it felt like my arm gained 50 pounds.
Oh God. Oh God. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
And
I don't like it.
I got out there, and I just sat like where the security people normally sit.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there,
Gathering your thoughts.
gathering my thoughts, and it was
Trying
like,
to figure out how you're going to explain this to your wife.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think I'm still like
You're still in shock.
just in shock.
You're
You know,
like,
I'm just like, did that really just
Is my
happen?
arm really broken?
In half.
Is it really dangling from
Yeah,
my
and
shoulder?
because I had a long sleeve shirt on, so I didn't know if it came through. I didn't know none of that. So,
I need Jesus.
so the next part of it's kind of funny too. Now it wasn't then, but
yeah.
I get up in the ambulance, and I lay back, and I had already tried to call my wife, and she didn't answer the first time she was getting off of work. Well, she calls me right back, and I'm like, hey, I broke my arm at the bar. And she's like, well, she's like, well, do I need to come get you? And I was like, no, I'm in the back of the ambulance. Like, they're about to take me to the hospital. And she was just like, Kelsey, you don't have health insurance.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
She's like, you don't have health insurance. She's like, get out of that ambulance. Oh. You know, and she's an ICU nurse, so like she's pretty hardcore. You know, she's just like, it's a broken arm.
There's no mercy.
She's like, I'll pick you up and take you. And then so I'm like, oh, she's right. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
And so I'm laid back on that bed, like they're about to start giving me pain meds. And I go to get up because I'm thinking, well, I got in here.
Yeah.
Like, I can get out. Well, I go to set up to get out. And, you know, I was talking about how it was gaining, like, weight on the way. The only way I know how to explain it was like a car was parked on this side of my body.
Whoa.
Like, when I went to get up, it was just like, I would do this.
Oh, Lord.
I couldn't even make my body get up.
That's weird.
It was weird. And I just told her, I said, and the lady in the ambulance, she's like, son, you're not going to be able to get up. And she said, if you try to move again, she's like, it's going to hurt you so bad. She's like, you'd be better off if we just go ahead and give you the medicine and get you over to the hospital.
Yeah.
So it was like, as soon as they shot me up with that stuff, I went from having like the worst day of my life to like, I remember they've got pictures of me because Matt and Tommy and all them, they're out in front of the ambulance with the doors are still open and I'm back in there. And it's like the pictures, you see the beginning of it, of me just like looking like so depressed and like just beat. And then like as that medicine's kicking in, they're still taking videos and pictures and I'm just going like,
oh no, you're flexing.
I'm flexing the other arm, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Who's the man? Who's the man?
Yeah. We get to the hospital, and there was this really young guy that was the X-ray tech or whatever, and I was like one of the only people in there that whole that night or during while I was there. And he looked at me and he's like, man, are you sure it's broken? And I just remember being like,
oh, just because of the way you're acting. Yeah.
Well, I don't know that if he was just like, yeah. And then he was also just like, yeah, man, just walk, because I'd been back there in the bed, like, waiting for him to call me back. He's like, yeah, man, just walk in here. We got to get it x-rayed. And I'm like, brother, I can't. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, get up and come back there.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, are you sure that it's broken? I'm like, buddy, you can ask.
Well, won't you take a picture of it?
I was like, you can ask anybody in that bar. He done the x-rays of it, and he just goes, oh, man, you're right.
Oh, you're definitely right.
He goes, you're right.
So, kids, what you don't do is find another gear.
Yeah, well, it's also safe to say that not only did Kelsey's arm wrestling career in that night, but mine did as well, because seeing like not only the nasty scar on the back of your arm, but just the whole experience. Like, yeah, I don't need that in my life moving forward.
I would say everyone in that bar
would. Yeah, you would think. Like, I mean, I was just talking to a buddy last night, Josh Ross, and he was just like, yeah, man, like, he's like, we've been arm wrestling on the bus after shows and stuff, and I'm just like, I said, do you know my story? I'm like, do you realize, like, because you never think like that would happen to you.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and you got to say the name of the guy.
John Wayne.
Broke your arm.
John Wayne Hatfield.
Holy shit.
Sounds corn-fed.
Wow.
When I figured out his name, I was just like, oh.
I feel better about it.
I did,
It makes it sound like a lot better than...
Definitely not as I don't feel as much like a loser. Yeah, as much. I'm definitely a loser, but not as much.
Yeah.
Dude, we're proud of you. We love you. Y'all be looking out for Kelsey Hart. He's going to be big. He's already big in our eyes.
Coming in hot.
Yeah. Big voice. Great singer. Great songwriter. Great artist.
Great cutter of hair.
Yeah. Get your hair cut.
Get your hair cut.
Maybe you could do it on the side, at your shows. I don't know.
Definitely.
Anyway. Y'all, Colt, tell them where they can find us.
Yes, we're available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Available on all streaming platforms. Rate, like, subscribe. Tell your mama. Tell your daddy.
Send us some corn.
Send us some corn.
Send us some
and some
Tums
coin
and some chewing gum. I don't know.
Yeah, we like chewing gum.
Yeah, Kelsey, thank you for being here, man.
Yeah, brother.
Well, thank y'all for having me. I love you boys too.
We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.